We'll begin with the topic sexual reproduction, fertilization. So in this topic, we'll study about sexual reproduction taking place in the form of fertilization. Very firstly, we'll see what is fertilization. Fertilization, also called syngamy, results in the formation of a diploid zygote. So what is fertilization? It is a process which is also named as syngamy, and it results in the formation of a diploid zygote is an offspring which contains 2n number of chromosomes. That is twice the number of chromosomes as present in an haploid organism. In some organisms, the female gamete undergoes development to form new organisms without fertilization, which is called parthenogenesis. So there is another process known as parthenogenesis, in which a new organism is formed from the female gamete without the process of fertilization taking place. And the example of such organisms are in rotifers and in honeybees. Here in this image, you can see a diploid zygote, that is the one which has 2n number of chromosomes, being shown in the flower. So that was the general definition of fertilization and parthenogenesis. We now come over to types of fertilization. There are two types of fertilization: external fertilization and internal fertilization. We first see what is external fertilization. When syngamy takes place outside the body of an organism, it is called external fertilization. So syngamy, when it takes place outside the body, then it is external. Organisms exhibiting external fertilization show great synchrony between the sexes and release a large number of gametes into the surrounding medium, that is water, in order to enhance the chances of syngamy. So this is an important feature of the organisms which exhibit this type of fertilization. That is, they show a great synchrony between the two sexes, and thus they release large number of gametes into the water to enhance the chances of syngamy or fertilization. Example of such organisms being amphibians and fishes. Here you can see the diagram of frog, which is an amphibian. So that was about external fertilization. We now see what is the next type of fertilization, that is internal fertilization. When syngamy takes place inside the body of an organism, it is called as internal fertilization. For example, in reptiles and mammals. So unlike external fertilization, where syngamy was taking place outside the body, here syngamy takes place inside the body of the organism. Now in organisms exhibiting internal fertilization, the male gamete is motile and has to reach the egg in order to fuse with it. So the required condition in case of internal fertilization is that the male gamete has to be motile in order to reach to the egg so that both of them fuse. In these organisms, even though the number of sperms produced is very large, there is a significant reduction in the number of eggs produced. So the number of sperms and the number of eggs produced vary in number. That is, the sperms are produced in large numbers, whereas eggs are produced in small numbers. Here you can see an organism in which internal fertilization takes place, that is the snake, which is a reptile. So in a nutshell, we have studied about two types of fertilization, external and internal. In external, syngamy takes place outside the body of an organism, and in internal, syngamy takes place inside. Now in internal, the male gamete is motile, whereas in external, there is a great synchrony between the two sexes so that they release large number of gametes outside the organism.